Lenox Parker. This is your editor-in-chief, Christal Jordan, and I am back with another culture conversation with Christal. Today we are talking about a new project that has some of my faves in it. I think everybody's fave. One of them is a huge comedic legend, but we have one of the stars with us today. She is joining us to talk a little bit more about this project on ALLBLK titled Operation Aunties. Please help me welcome Amiyah Scott. Hi, Amiyah.
Hi, good morning, Christal.
Good morning. How are you? I know you're doing a press day today, so you've probably been up early, but how are you feeling? Are you excited about this project?
So I am very excited. I've seen the project and I just think it's such an amazing movie. I mean, of course, I am a little biased because I'm in it, but I think that it has a great story. I think that it has great lessons, and I'm so excited for the world to see.
Well, like I said, the title is Operation Aunties. And so, of course, my first thought with aunties, we know that there's this idea in our culture. We love the word auntie. I think it can mean a woman anywhere from 30 up at this point. Auntie 30 up, who is an advocate for others usually. Usually your auntie is the one who has your back, who helps you out. So tell us a little bit about Operation Aunties and who are the aunties that we will be falling in love with in this series or in this movie.
Okay. So the aunties that you'll be falling in love with is Tisha Campbell and Melissa De Sousa. They both play my aunts. They are both legends in the game. So just for me to have the opportunity to work with them was amazing. But I think their characters, they come to the aid of their niece, who's Aminah. That's the character that I play. And I just think that it's a beautiful story that shows family coming together. It also shows Black women in tech, which I think is rarely, seen. It's been seen, but not as much as it should be, in my opinion. So I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that's huge. I actually work with an organization called Black Girls in Tech, Black Girls in Gaming, and it's focused on the tech field. And I know that that's one that we don't see ourselves in a lot. But besides the tech background, this is there's a really serious topic being addressed with sex trafficking. And you mentioned Melissa and Tisha, and these are women that we know have great comedic timing. I think Tisha Campbell is definitely like one of the biggest legends from watching her in Annie. And then, of course, we all think of her with the Martin, iconic history. And then My Wife and Kids. I mean, she's really known for being able to, her comedic timing has been something that is really, just unparalleled, in this business. So how were you all able to handle such a serious topic and still, keep it lighthearted and those opportunities for comedy to be there?
Right. So I think that that's part of the joy and the dynamic with acting. It's the roller coaster of emotions. I was happy that we were able to hit the more sensitive parts of the show, of the movie, excuse me. But I think that with Tisha, Melissa, and with Wendy directing, I mean, they are comedic geniuses, as you said. So I think that those right moments to bring the story back around so it doesn't become too heavy, they were pros at doing that. I was taking notes for sure, but I think that it was such an amazing script, and with the amazing talent, we were able to kind of go through the roller coaster of emotions, and I hope that it translates like that to the public.
All right. Well, I forgot to mention that Raquel Robinson is directing this. So you got Tisha Campbell, and then the amazing Raquel Robinson as director. What was it? What is something that you took from each of those ladies? Because, like you said, they're all known for their comedy, but they each have, they have a different style. So, what is something that you learned, from Tisha, and then Melissa, and then Wendy?
Oh my goodness. So to start with Tisha, I think it was just a comfortability that she had. I think by her, being a veteran in acting for so long, she made me realize not to stress out, just to, to enjoy the process. I think that was one of the biggest themes that I got from Tisha, because she's been doing it for so long. So, though it was intense moments that we were having, she always stayed so level-headed. So I loved that, and I picked that up from her. With Wendy, by her being the director of the project, she also told me to step outside of the box a little bit. I think that her acting style is very unique. So I think in moments during the movie, I almost felt like I could see where she rubbed off on me a little bit, kind of like that was a Wendy line, or that was the delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Then with Melissa, she's so calm, and I love that about her. I'm a very kind of colorful person, and I think that she was just so chill. And I mean, along with very, very talented, of course, but just the things that I would pick up. I love that Melissa would take her moment for herself. She would take her moment. She would go to the trailer. She would take her moment to think or process. So I think that with each of those ladies, they all taught me something different that I'm going to be able to apply to the future and that I did to the project.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, I'm sure that was a blessing, but I know you brought a lot yourself. We remember you. I interviewed you before for, I think, Star and a few other projects you were on. So you've been doing your thing as well. But like I said, this is a very serious topic. So can you talk a little bit about what you learned and what you hope people will take away from, specifically young women will take away from Operation Aunties?
Right. So I don't want to spoil anything, of course, because the movie comes out on July 11th. But I do think in the trailer you can see, and they mention it kind of in the description, that there is some possible trafficking or something going on. And I think that it just makes you be more aware of your surroundings. I think, a lot of times, especially using Uber or cars like that, we just hop in, we hop out, we may be under the influence. And I think that it brings to light that we need to be more aware, because sometimes there are really treacherous things going on, and a simple night out for us could turn deadly if we aren't careful.
That's true. That's very true. There's been a lot of headlines with sex trafficking in them as of late, and I think that's a great tip for young women, is to just be aware, maybe do a little bit more research. What did you do to prepare for this role? Because I know you and your aunt are like, tech geniuses, in this. So did you have to like brush up on any technology terms, or what did you do to prepare to play Aminah?
So it's so funny. So I watched here, so I can't remember which Oceans it is, but it's an Oceans movie with Rihanna, who played a hacker. And I actually watched that just to get a little feel for it. I did look up some tech terms. I'm kind of tech savvy myself, maybe not as elite as Aminah. I know my way around a keyboard, but I think that it was just me kind of getting familiar with the terms, and also seeing how other people may have portrayed a hacker, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah, that's true, because I think we have a preconceived idea that anyone that's really good at computers or things like that are sneaky and probably, up to some scamming. I wonder this, because this is I'm excited to see the film. Like you said, July 11th, and it's on ALLBLK, correct?
Yes.
So I wonder if you think, after playing this role and after doing the research that you did, that technology can help us, live in a safer world if we, utilize it to our full advantage, because it feels like technology is scary to a lot of people, because like you said, if a person is really savvy, we think they have access and are going to be able to be sneaky. But do you think that we should look at technology as something that can help, save people? Or I don't know what the storyline is, but I'm just saying,
So I think as far as the movie goes, for sure, I think that the technology comes in and it does help. But to me, I think the technology is a double-edged sword. It also gives you the access, and it can lead you to, kind of shown in the movie as well, it can lead you to other things. It's a huge worldwide web, and some of it is dark. Some of it is not positive. So I think that, yes, technology can help us, but I think that we have to use it in the correct way, because it can also lead us, further down a dark path.
Absolutely. Well, I want to congratulate you. I'm excited to see your performance in this. Can you tell us anything that you have coming up that you would want to share?
Well, hopefully once this comes out, because this role was me stepping back into entertainment. I did take some time off just to be around my family. I'm an only child and I have older parents, so I wanted to go to New Orleans and just spend some time and reconnect. So this is me getting my feet back wet again, so to speak.
Okay.
We're going to manifest more roles. We're going to manifest more opportunities. I mean, I'm always I'm always open, but I'm
Okay.
also a firm believer that what's for me is for me.
Yeah.
So I think that we're just waiting on the next project as of now, but we're
Mhm.
thankful along the way and we're excited.
Well, I mean, this is a pretty big project to just get your feet wet with coming back. So if that's any indicator of what the future holds, I think you're in a good space. Anything, so you said you grew up in New Orleans. What is your favorite dish? Because you cannot be from New Orleans and not be able to cook. You just
So,
cannot. So I'm assuming
down. You assume correct.
I'm assuming that you can do what you do. So what is your favorite dish and what makes that your signature?
So my favorite dish to cook is crawfish pies. Everyone knows that. I'm really great with fried foods. I can do the catfish and the shrimp and everything like that. But my specialty is crawfish pies. And now I've crossed over to gumbo pot pies. But I love pie crust. I love, puff pastry. I love seasoning and spices and stuff like that. My mom actually, she's from New Orleans and she taught me everything that I know. But girl, yes, I don't play in that kitchen.
I would hope not. That not being from New Orleans. So Crawford, hopefully one day we'll get a chance to interview you for a bigger feature and we can get a taste of one of those crawfish pies.
I would love that.
I've heard of that before. That's so interesting.
It's delicious. So have you ever had like a crawfish etouffee before? Okay, so it's not identical to crawfish etouffee, but it's along the same lines. It's no rice, and it's a more thicker filling, but it's very flavorful, very good. I love crawfish. I'm from New Orleans, but it's just a delicious dish. It's just a delicious like dish.
Yeah.
My tongue got tied up. But it's so good. But I'm great at frying catfish, frying shrimp. I'm good with jambalaya, red beans, and rice.
Yeah.
Do the whole.
You said gumbo pot pie, and my brain was just like, "Oh my God, that sounds amazing!"
It's my new thing. I stumbled across it. I didn't kind of create it or invent it, but it's my take on it. But yes, it's just I put the gumbo kind of in my little dish, and then I kind of layer it with puff pastry, and that right now has been our go-to. It's so good.
I am sure. Well, thank you for hanging out with us, Amiyah. Let people know just, one last, I guess, tidbit from you on why they should make sure they are checking out Operation Aunties on All Black on the 11th.
Yes. So for sure, I think a Black-led movie by 3 Black women, directed by a Black woman. I think that we should support each other. For sure for that, but I think that it's a great story even beyond that. I think that it's educational. It's very hilarious to me. I've seen it. So I just think that, I'm hoping, because I don't know, but I'm hoping that it gets a great reception because we had a great time making it. And yeah.
It seemed to be like, from what I hear, it's like, and I was certain it would not be hard to assume that being on that set would feel like you're around a lot of sisters because you got Wendy directing. I mean, you got these powerhouses, you got yourself. Did you guys find like a sisterhood rhythm to be in as you were filming?
For sure. And I think that it definitely shines through the project. We hit it off the moment that we all met. What's so funny is that Tisha and I met like years ago when I was filming Star, and she told me, I'll never forget, she said, we're going to work together one day.
Nice.
So when I walked into the wardrobe trailer and she was there, she pointed at me and she looked and she said, what did I tell you? So I like that. We ended up, not only did I do a great movie called Operation Aunties, but I walked away from it with 3 great new aunts. So, it's just a blessing.
Win-win. Well, we got a chance to win because you hung out with us today. We can't wait to see your portrayal and hopefully to hear more from you in the future.
Thank you so much, Crystal. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. And like I said, we will be tuned in on July 11th. And we hope you'll come back. Thanks, Amiyah.
Thank you so much.
All right. You all make sure that you are checking out Operation Aunties. I love the fact that they have it's a comedic take, but like I mentioned, there's been so much in the news and we all know what that's been from, just this hearing about sex trafficking. I think the more education that we can come upon and the more conversation that we can have around it, this is how we can help this problem and help many of the victims of it. So hopefully we'll check that out. You guys let us know what you think about it, and stay tuned. There's more coming as always right here on